So has anybody here bought a book from David C. Baker? Everyone. Has anyone spent a bunch of money to go to a conference when David C. Baker put on? Yes. Okay. So that works. And they function like an annuity. This is an important thing to point out. So a lot of people, when they're thinking like, geez, write a book, that's going to take 200 hours, and that's 200 billable hours I could be doing. It's like, that would cost me, 200 times your hourly rate. That book cost me $10,000 to write. Like, you can't think of it like that. It's like taking a bunch of money. It's like putting $1 million in the bank and getting, like $5,000 a month, every month, forever. Only you don't have to put $1 million in the bank. You write an ebook that's awesome and people love, and you'll get $5,000 a month. The cons: it takes a long time to build one, or write one, or whatever. It can take a long time to make them. If you build something because you think it's awesome and it scratches my own itch, you are likely to launch to crickets, which is a complete waste of time. So you do want to do some testing up front to make sure that your idea actually, there's some demand for it before you invest the time to build it. And if you pick a topic that is not evergreen, updates can be brutal. It could be like basically starting from scratch. I think it was 2006, I wrote a software book that had a version number in the title. And then the book came out, and then the new version of the software came out, and that was it for the book. And rewriting it would have been horrible. It would have been another 200 hours. So you do want to make sure, or at least to the extent that you can, that the thing that you decide to turn into a product is very evergreen. It's not the kind of thing that's going to go out of style every 6 months. It's something that all your clients always need. Something eternal. You want to skew toward that. Okay, so to recap, those are 3 things, 3 ways that you can package your know-how in a way that isn't trading time for money, so that you can actually create leverage and get real profits for once. Real profits, like Mike was talking about yesterday. Sure, you can take 1% and put it in your profit account, but what if you doubled your profitability in a year or 2? Then you could put 2%. But you can make decisions that will meaningfully impact your profitability that are above and beyond everything Mike said yesterday. It's all true. I read Profit First. I thought it was great. It's very behaviorally oriented. It's like, this is how people behave, so let's work with that. But you can go beyond that and not just manage your money differently, but you can increase the value that you're delivering to the marketplace while decreasing your costs, which increases the profit. It's great. You can do both. But how do you make the leap without betting the farm? Everybody wants to know, like, yeah, but how do I start, or how do I do it, or that seems risky. Well, it is risky. That's what, no risk, no reward. But I'm not a maniac. I've got kids and a mortgage and all that stuff. So I would say for each one of these things, I'm going to give you a step to take. So with value pricing, you want to experiment with it. You can try this with past clients, especially if you haven't worked with them in a while. We do things differently now, but it's pretty hard to get out of the friend zone with somebody that you have been billing hourly. It's a lot cleaner and easier to find someone you've never worked with before and give them a price. What you want to do, though, because you can easily blow your foot off with this. Like, this is a power tool. So what you want to do is look for a project that should be a slam dunk. Like, you've done this 100 times. It's best if you're bored. If you're bored by the idea of doing this project, do that one. And keep the scope as small as possible. Start very small. If you were if it was like $10,000, I'd start to get nervous there if it was your first time. Because you will definitely underprice it the first time, probably the second time, and the third time. And every time you'd be like, I've been scoping in the meeting, he was right. I've been doing cost plus in my mind and telling myself it was value pricing. So start it really small. You're gonna get killed on scope creep on the first one. You'll get a lot better at it for the second one. And then on the third one, you'll be like, okay, I think I've got this. So start small, very small projects.